Well, that was fun. I may release another video alongside this one. I may not. I apparently stumbled across a fake dex made of many fake dexes, and that is one of the downfalls of first reacting to stuff like this. So, to make it more pure, I have gone to the Pokemon Uranium Wiki, and I'll just go from here. So, it's been a while since my last series. I didn't realize it had been a year. I thought it had been more like 4 months. So, yeah, sorry about that. I just started releasing my PTU campaign edits. So every other week, those are going out, and in between, I'm hoping that I can get fake dex reactions out. As of right now, I'm thinking about reacting to about 20 fakemon each. However, that can vary wildly depending upon if I wanted to. If I felt like I had reached a point that's a good stopping point, if I wanted to continue, stuff like that. So, onwards to the reaction. Or chinks. Okay. Very simplistic design. Can I... Nope. I was hoping to get a closer look at that pixel art. Well, I guess it's fine. Oh, Mega. Okay, so these have Megas and only evolve once? Interesting. Do you have to give it a rare candy to have it evolve? So, Orchinks, Metal Links, Mega Metal Links. So, ore into metal makes enough sense to me. And if that's the case, I do like the sparse little bits of metal that are on the limbs of this, of O-rings. And then they become into processed blades, apparently, and metal links. Let's get a better look at metal links. I do like the simplistic design. I really wish to get out of there. I do like the simplistic design of Orchinks. A simple cat with shades of green. I'm not sure why it's green, but this is Pokemon Uranium, so uranium ore mixed with metal? Let's go with that. Metal links and metal links. Okay, so the Mega is it grows bigger teeth and bigger tail blade and arm blades. Interesting. I like how it's offset limbs that become mechanized, and I think it's the same limbs as Orchinks. Could be. Could be a species variant. I'm not sure why there are flower designs on Metalinks. That seems a tad strange to me. Sure, I get the rings if you're going for a camouflage aesthetic, but maybe I just don't know the game's design, but in a bombed out world, which I believe is Uranium Dex, I don't think there would be that many blooming flowers so quickly. Although it could be a time skip. I don't know. I don't know Uranium just like I didn't know Sage. A half mechanical Pokemon, very cool, very nice. And oh, it's grass. Green and gray, you're gonna definitely give it away with its color scheme. And if that's the case, I guess the flowers do make more sense. I was just thinking pure uranium ore as opposed to grass types. Maybe Orchinks has like patches of moss and that's the thing? Oh, if I'm here, can I check out Pokedex? Okay, that's exactly what I expected. Metal plates underneath its fur protect it from harm. It replenishes its energy by basking in the sun's rays. Metal links stalk their prey in packs. Their brutally sharp tail blades are their main weapons. Okay. I feel like their claws could be very effective too. Interesting line. I think they're overly designed for the pixels that seem to be portraying them. I do think that you could get rid of the flowers, maybe add a big flower somewhere, and the design would be just as good, if not better. But just reducing the amount of designs for what looks like a 32-bit sprite. Raptorch. Interesting. Fire Dino Pokemon. Raptorch are energetic Pokemon that require constant attention, or they will start setting their surroundings on fire. Okay, that's kind of adorable. It's evolves into Achilles and Mega Arch. Oh, I think I'll really like this line. And I really like how it's almost an armadillo aesthetic, which immediately brings to mind like a ground color scheme or hiding near the ground for protection. So Raptorch being fire ground, I absolutely love. Taking the little design inspiration from Charmander, having some flames on its tail, does help it get an easy access to fire like its Pokedex entry seems to imply. And that's actually a very interesting little sprite there. I want to take that for my own reference when it comes to lighting, because I really like how that tail light is lit. Achilles, Megalees, becomes progressively more feathery, much like our perceptions of dinosaurs through history. I really appreciate that. Oh, and flame elbows. That's interesting. I kind of miss that they got rid of that in the mega form, but little fire joints helps it convey a sense of speed. What's its stats? Oh, well, there we go. A sense of speed, its bipedal nature. It does lend itself towards long chases, it seems. I really like the fan aesthetic, that the tail becomes a fan outstretched, leading to more fire. Again, I'm saddened that they got rid of that for Mega Achilles, but maybe I just haven't seen the pixel art for the Mega yet. Oh, but yeah, I have, but oh my god, that's beautiful. I love the compounding dark inner colors. And then I saw the shiny. Oh my god. The dark inner colors, the armored nature, the fan, it absolutely conveys a fire type. I don't think it conveys ground so much other than the concept of the armadillo shell, but oh, it's so good. That pixel art is amazing. And then the shiny looking like an Eastern dragon, especially with the color scheme of changing just the dark to a vivid green and then the orange fur into white. Oh, it brings back so much Eastern dragons. I love it. Then this one just screams Bowser to me, and I don't like it as much. I'm not a huge Mario fan, but I absolutely love the lanky designs offset by flames erupting from every weak joint, showing that even the weakest parts of this mon is reinforced. That is beautiful. Fire type starter, definitely my favorite so far. Elatux? Hippocampus Pokemon. That is interesting. Elatux is capable of generating strong magnetic fields around its feet and tail that allow it to walk on water. So a water electric. Okay, I approve. The design is so simplistic. I'm pretty sure that's the exact opposite reaction that I had to the other two. Oryx, very simplistic. Raptorch. No, Raptorch was pretty substantial, actually. What is this spray? Okay, the shadows help it, and quite a bit. Now, ooh, Electrujo? And the Mega. Oh. Okay, so it's very simplistic for a baby, but it doesn't seem, to me, it doesn't portray that in necessarily its stature. It almost looks like a Blitzel with its long, lanky arms, or limb, which could work. And then the bubbles on its both tails, kind of weird. I wonder if I would have liked it more if it had just the stubby little tail, and maybe a fin to help represent what it will be, and ooh, I like it. I've been making a lot of horse Pokemon recently, so this is fantastic. Electrusho, which is what I'm calling it. Electrusho can use the magnetic waves they generate as radar. This allows them to see in even pitch darkness. Ooh. And then just a black. Ooh, yes. Okay. The Mohawk / Johnny Bravo Pompadour. Fantastic look for this mon. It does give it a bunch more personality than the very bland baby Pokemon. It's almost like the angsty phase, which, if there's no middle evolution, works out fine. The blue and yellow do definitely come across as exactly water and electric. It portrays what it is very easily, but I think it relies too heavily on yellow for the electric. Yes, there's a lightning bolt, which is the only other. If it wasn't for the bright yellow color scheme, the thunderbolt would definitely help and almost give away the electric nature. But thinking about this in black and white, maybe it needs a little bit more design on the fins. Maybe giving them a jutted pattern. Maybe giving the feet a jutted pattern. There we go. Just to make them stand out a little bit more. Give the feet more of a center as well. Maybe foregoing the arm fins for that little hint towards the electric side of this mon. But I do appreciate the almost orca look that the shiny variant has. And I'm really not sure how I feel about the Mega now that I see its sprite. It's hard for me to understand what these extremities are supposed to represent. To me, it almost looks like it got caught in trash. Like it found a jester's hat in the open ocean and decided to wear it. Not the biggest fan of the Megas so far. I like the evolutions of these babies though. It's very stoic. This seems like a regal Pokemon that could absolutely walk on water. This one looks like it failed to make the king laugh and was sent into the ocean to pay for his crime. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but it's too overly designed for my liking. Chinmonk. Nuclear Chinmonk. Okay, so there's variants. The length of a Chinmonk's stripes determine its authority in a group. If it spots a predator, it shrieks loudly to warn others. Interesting. Very simple. This is probably just to show off how versatile the coloring can be on Mon. What typing is this? Normal, nuclear. Okay. It looks very normal. It looks like the shadow of this creature is almost pulled directly from real life, but the tail just given a little bit of jaggedness. The coloration is interesting. Okay, Kinet Monk. That makes a lot more sense. This looks like it could be electric, but it's it's playing a Azurill type role where it's alluding to what it will be instead of being it right now. So I can appreciate that. And then it being nuclear could also very well show off a nuclear power, nuclear electric. I'm very interested to see what Kinet Monk. Kinet Monk digs intricate tunnels that can stretch for miles underground. They use small and electrical pulses to relax their muscles, allowing them to run faster. I'm not exactly sure how electrical pulses relaxing their muscles makes them run faster, but sure. Kinet Monk's design I like a little bit more. I like how strange its wide head on a long body looks. Its tail showing a nice little zigzag to show off the electricity without being itself bright yellow. But again, the bright yellow and blue and some whites definitely show off an electric vibe. If I saw this creature, I don't think I would see normal. I'm not sure how you'd be able to portray normal, except maybe giving it the same tone of yellow like Chinmonk had. Giving it a more basic, not so vibrant color would help it might be too similar looking. I think I'd give Chinmonk a little smaller design, keeping the color scheme and then making Kinet Monk have the same shade of yellow. Keeping the blue because I do like the change in blue, unless it clashed too much with that specific yellow. I don't know how I feel about the glowing eyes of uranium versions or nuclear versions of Mon, but I do like the black fur and with a one shining color that Kinet Monk and Chinmonk had. Barbie. Oh, but it's adorable. That's actually adorable. There is second oh, that's so weird. Shiny. Oh, okay. So, Barbie. What normal flying? Fantastic. The dark color scheme conveys basically nothing about normal, but it doesn't convey any other type, so it can be conceived as normal. Flying, it's a bird. It's a bird. It's flying. It's a bird. If you keep the body shape of any bird, pretty much, we expect it to be flying. But I like the little defensive nature of having a smiley face here, trying to deceive enemies. Oh, should probably read its Pokedex. It defends itself by dazzling opponents by flashing its brightly colored plumage. They are known for their elaborate mating dances. Definitely a songbird, or Eden bird, yes. But I like its songbird shape. It's very adorable, perfect for a baby Pokemon. I like its blending in, and I like its use of color, keeping the yellows and light blues to a minimum just to show off some of its specific features. Avaden, it definitely extends its blue and yellow features. It almost looks like it could be robotic due to its cheeks and eyes, or electric. At this point, I think it loses the normal flying, or it should. I think if it became a steel flying right here, that would be amazing, because it almost looks like jeweled or colored metal adorning it like a breastplate, and then almost goggles on its eyes. Let's see what the dex says. The blue feathers on its chest reflect light. They use flashes to communicate with one another in the forest canopy. Interesting smaller version too. I think I like its position. Looks very, I guess its pose. Its pose is very bland, very normal. It's not doing much other than extending it. And I think I just realized that's supposed to be a really big, like, lower jaw, a nose, and eyes, so it looks way bigger than it's supposed to at night. I do like the shiny variants. I'm curious about Splendifal, Paradise Bird Pokemon. I'm not sure how I feel. I really don't like the sitting, almost, dex drawing, but the Pokedex. Its spectacular plumage makes it a frequent target of poachers. However, due to the heavy feathers, it is not a great flyer. Then that makes it so much. That makes sense. It's sitting down because it doesn't often fly. And when it does, it's very weighed down. So even its pose there, it signifies something about its origin. And I'm absolutely loving the shiny variants of these Mon being a purple and pink, but that's because I'm really partial to those colors. I do think that there's too much vibrance in the coloration that these Mon are showing. The yellow, red, blue, I think it's all overly saturated. I like that they mix the colors so it's basically one saturation when it comes to the shiny. That way it looks more uniform. It looks a little bit more normal flying when it's just generally two color variants that don't represent a specific typing. I'll do one more line. Cubug. Love Bug. Oh, that's adorable. It shares characteristics with bug and mammal Pokemon. Being in its presence has a calming effect. That's pretty adorable. Cubug, Cubblefly, and Nymflora. Nymflora is a great name. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on here, so I'll wait on that. But Cubug, it looks absolutely adorable. For a pure bug, it makes perfect sense. I like the pink aesthetic that I don't see many bugs having, and then it's almost covering itself in leafage. Absolutely adorable. It almost looks like a teddy bear too with its little appendages. So it absolutely looks like it could be a cuddling Pokemon. Shiny, so cool. The pink and green are a very calming, very toy-like coloration. I feel like the shiny is more natural and better conveys what an actual bug might look like, but it almost defeats the purpose, even if I do think it looks real cool. But for a cuddly Pokemon, bright pink, bright green, fantastic. Cubblefly. Okay, that one's weird. It scatters pollen and seeds in order to help flowers grow. It always smells like flower petals. Interesting. I much prefer it to a just cocoon Pokemon. It almost looks like it is still a cocoon that is growing wings, so it wouldn't be able to fly right away. It's something that grows bigger and bigger as the creature progresses. Again, it looks very cuddly. It almost looks like the leaves or cocoon around its body help it with just padding. Like it'd be perfect for a love bug Pokemon. And it could also help keep those pollen and seeds in its like flaps if it's more of a cuddly, foamy, soft exterior. Nymflora. Okay, so it is kind of like a dog creature but with 6 arms. Pollinator Pokemon. Its presence causes plants to flourish. You can tell where it makes its nest because it is always surrounded by flowers. Well, then I hope it's vicious enough to combat any predators. I really prefer the shiny. The coloration was too similar before 1.2 apparently. It's an interesting design. Bug Fairy. Cubblefly, it shows a little bit more fairy because it has more pink, and especially the wings, it gives it a more fairy-like appearance. This almost looks like a grass fairy to me, just due to the texturing on Nymflora's head and tail. It looks like its tail is almost completely made out of grass. However, its 6 arms really combats that and show off a more bug or insect-like appearance, even if they are little nubbins, which I kind of find adorable. Its 4 eyes, very indicative of an insect or bug. I think it portrays it very well while still keeping it vague enough that a new person coming into this game wouldn't know whether or not they're fighting a grass or bug, and I think that's fantastic. A little ambiguity, not knowing what this creature is, makes players want to investigate further, either by capturing or testing out the in-game mechanics. Like, could I use a fighting against this? Because bug is weak to fighting? Or will it be neutral because grass is neutral to fighting? I don't know, let's find out. That curiosity helps build intrigue in the game more naturally. It's the player's own investment into the game that leads them into exploring the game further. Well, I think it's been long enough that I'll call it for now. I know it hasn't quite been the 20 that I expected, but 14 have already taken me almost 28 minutes, so I thought that'd be pretty good. I'm hoping that I can keep this up as a regular series every 2 weeks, interluding between my PTU releases. I already have a few of those edited and hopefully coming up. I will plan on continuing Uranium up until the next one. I have a friend who is constantly telling me about Xenoverse, so I think that one will be after Uranium if I can get him to make me one of those large sheets that have each of the Xenoverse Mon in order. Just because I can't find that anywhere, and I can't find a fandom page kind of like this anywhere that lists them in order, so it's really hard to review Pokemon when I don't know if they have another evolution, if that idea is explored further, stuff like that. But I hope you all enjoyed. See ya. I'll see you around. Have a good night.